Developed by Trinket Studios that are mostly known for, BattleChef Brigade, and published by Adult Swim. They sound cultured. That are known for mostly mobile games, BattleChef Brigade is a game that combines a Match 3 type puzzle game and a side-scrolling beat-em-up together. You play as Mina Han, an ambitious chef that wants to belong to the Brigadiers of Victusia, but to do that she needs to leave her parents' and family restaurant. The parents, especially the mother, is against it, but Mina does it anyway. Well, you know, like kids do. Over in Victusia, she now has to battle skillful chefs from all around the country to get a spot as a brigadier by matching taste gems together, level them up, and create delicious dishes. Essentially, all gems are taste gems that are divided in 3 main elements: fire, earth and water. Combine 3 gems of the same element on rank 1 to level up that element to rank 2. Each element has 3 levels or ranks, and yes, this game works like the typical Match 3, but it's a bit more complex. Well, but then again, I haven't played that many Match 3 games, and the ones I have played were far simpler than BattleChef Brigade. You also have these bones that can create rainbow gems if 3 bones are combined together. If so, then this rainbow gem that results from it can be used to combine any 2 gems from the same color and rank together. And yes, the bones are also taste gems, as the game calls it. These poison things, I guess, are a bit dangerous though. If you move them around 3 times, then they explode and rip all the gems next to it. If you move those ripped gems enough times, then they either break or they lose a rank. But if you combine 3 poison things, I guess, together, then they disappear and leave a level up bar on the field. Those bars literally level up a single gem to the next level, so use them well. Those bars also appear when you use a specific pen and do enough combos. Your ultimate goal is to gather as many points as you can when you are done with your delicious dish. The higher the levels or ranks of your elemental gems, the better. The bones won't give you points, and the poison things, I guess, takes points away, so be careful. Therefore, get as many points as you can, but don't act like you have all the time in the world, because you don't. You have to match fast, but especially move fast. Why move? Because you have to use ingredients to even be able to match anything. All those ingredients have taste gems in them, and sometimes you need to make 3 dishes at the same time and present those to each judge. How do you gather the ingredients though? By fighting. You have to run around from inside to outside the kitchen and vice versa to defeat enemies and gather the ingredients that result from them to make a dish. So it's a constant battle with time trying to gather the ingredients and then match the gems, and that was quite a nice idea actually. Mind you, I played the whole game on the normal difficulty, and towards the end it was quite challenging. But again, I suck at Match 3 games, so you might have an easier time than me, even on the hard difficulty. Still, I really liked this mash of Match 3 and fighting, because it makes you run back and forth, you have to think and act fast, and it never gets boring. Challenging for sure, but definitely never boring. To cook, you use cooking ware, and to fight you use weapons. You can change them around in this menu. Some of these you can buy, some you have to learn, but once you found your preferred settings, then you are good to go. And these were mine: an enhanced wok, a cutting board, and a pressure cooker. Why? The wok is to mix everything together. The cutting board is to get rid of the crap I don't want nor need, like the poison things, I guess. And the cooker is to enhance the gems to the next level without me having to actually match them. And yes, it saves a lot of time. But you might prefer to work with something different than me, and if you do, Shame on you! But you don't just cook like that, because before you actually cook and fight at all, you need to know what kind of element the judges want and what kind of ingredients each dish needs to have. Only after that's decided, then you can start doing what you do. And yes, some judges may want 2 elements in one dish, and that means those elements should be equally represented alongside being the dominant elements in that dish. One more thing though, if you've forgotten one of the ingredients the judges want in the dish, then you will lose half your total points. So yeah, pay close attention on this one. Mina has to beat enough people and get enough wins to get a chance to battle the top 3. But of course she does it and the story is done. Or maybe not, because those were just 4 chapters out of 6. In chapter 5 you play as Thrash, and this part of the story plays while Mina was expelled a few chapters ago, but yes, Mina gets a second chance later on in chapter 6. For Thrash, also a chef, his wife got sick and his goal now is to find a specific medicine to save her. His story seemed more like time filler, but still quite a nice part of the game. He doesn't have special abilities while cooking, but he certainly does while fighting. Mina is faster, but Thrash is not only stronger, he also has a berserk mode. In that mode he runs faster and is even stronger, but of course it's limited, outside of one specific event. In the last chapter you control Mina again, and now it's time to find and defeat the final boss. That final boss is someone that has been poisoning the animals all the chefs kill for their dishes, and thus also trying to poison the ones that eat those dishes. That's why these poison things even become an element in the game. But of course you can beat him, and that's that. Now, you know what this game reminded me of? Chuka Ichiban, aka Cooking Master Boy. But barely anybody knows that anime, which is quite a shame actually. At least the original anime, not necessarily the remake, in quotations. Well, but the remake was also fine. Or you tell me if you also know that anime/manga and can see the resemblance between it and BATTLECHEF Brigade. Though the game not only reminded me of Chuka Ichiban but also Toriko. It's like the developers looked at both manga or anime, aka Chuka Ichiban and Toriko, and thought, yeah, let's combine both. And here we go. Once again, good idea though. I clearly don't need to say much about the visuals, right? They are awesome and almost everything looks hand-drawn. Sure, it won't be pleasing to everybody, but I quite like it. Heck, I was even surprised to see this in the first place. The animations are quite good, flow very well, and are quite charming. Here I can't possibly criticize the game because just look at it. Well, okay, your opponents could have had a bit more movements because seeing them sliding around like in here looks quite unpleasant and weird. However, remember Beyond Eyes with its almost painted like world that I also praise. Similar thing here. It just makes the game stand out in a very good way and it deserves more attention just based on that. Also surprisingly good for a game like this was the sound and even voice acting. Both were actually surprisingly high level. Just take a listen.
Riding on the winds of her first victory, the Iron Stomach is ready to claim another win.
Outside of the story, you also have a few other modes. Local multiplayer for those that want to play couch co-op, challenges for those that want to beat online records, for some reason, the gallery that... yeah, I have no idea how to unlock any of these, and daily cook-offs where you can play online, I guess. Look, I simply don't give a shit about online gaming, so don't expect me to talk about it. Though it's quite a shame that you can only play as Mina, Thrash or Ziggy in the game outside of the story, and not as one of the characters you see and battle during the main game. And maybe the story could have been a bit more serious and a little less sugar spice and everything nice, you know? At least for my taste, I just think the stakes were a bit too low, and Mina's as well Thrash's opponents, while they have very distinct personalities, were a bit too goody good guys. Outside of the last boss, of course. There was barely any real tension in that aspect, and that was quite a shame. But still, this was a surprisingly well done game, at least for what it is, you know, from developers that are not known for much else, even to this day. For a few hours, this sure can be quite a fun game on PC, Nintendo Switch or the version you've been looking at, the PlayStation 4. What it needs now is a physical version not published by Limited Run Games.
The Iron Stomach wins her last qualifying match in a jaw-dropping sweep. Mina Han!